Welcome to the Customizing Entry Questions and Terms tutorial video. Entry questions and terms are a critical part of the visitor check-in process. It determines whether a visitor is granted or denied access to a site and can be used to capture information about planned activities, who the visitor is there to see, and other valuable data that provides a complete picture for reporting and site planning needs. This video shows how to use the Admin app to modify the standard library of questions and terms. Add entry term PDF attachments. Choose what contact info you want your visitors to provide, and other information about why they're on site and who they're there to see. When you sign into the Admin app, you'll see a Customize item in the left side panel, where you see the 4 types of information that you can collect from your visitors. The information set up in these pages applies to all your sites. If you need to customize these to be different for individual sites, contact SafeSite Check-in and we'll customize it for you. The first set of information that your site visitor provides is their contact info. You decide which ones you want to make active or inactive. Say, for example, that you want the visitor to enter their city. I select city, and then I make it active. You also decide whether entering their city is mandatory in order to check in. I see that the email is currently required information because there's an asterisk next to its name. I'll modify this to make it optional. The app then shows you a message that tells you that it's been customized. Now let's take a look at additional info. This lets you gather information about what activities the visitor plans, who they're there to see, and what destinations within a site they also plan to visit. I'll make the planned activities an active question. You also decide if the user is required to enter the information and whether the user types in their information or picks from a list of values that you provide. You also decide whether the user can pick one or more activities, whether the user can also enter their own value, and whether the user can scroll through a list of values or simply just type in a search string. You enter the list of values that you want the user to see. You can also cut and paste the list into the app. It's easy to test your customizations by checking into a site. I'll go ahead and select a site and then check in, where the contact information appears as I expect, and my additional information also includes all the activities where I can select one or more. I'll go back to the Admin app to customize more information. The app comes with a list of 5 health-related entry questions. I'll select a temperature question to make it active. You can't alter the text of a standard health question, but if it doesn't suit your needs, inactivate it and then add your own question. I'll add a question where I expect the response to be yes in order to grant access to the site. I then enter my question text in English, and I can optionally also add it in Spanish. You can also change the order in which questions are presented by simply dragging them to another location. The last step of the check-in process is typically to have your visitor agree to terms required to enter your site. To illustrate, I'll make one of the terms inactive and then create a custom term. You decide if you want the user to click to acknowledge the term and the term text. You can also upload a PDF attachment that the user sees when they check in. I'll then test another check-in to make sure it works as expected. I then see the standard list of entry questions, and then my custom question, which requires a yes answer to be granted access to the site. I then see my custom term, where I can click on the PDF icon to open up and view the document, and requires the user to check the box to proceed. This concludes our tutorial video. If you have any questions or issues with your site or setup, please email the SafeSite Check-in product team at support@safesitecheckin.com.